afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to guided meditation call for October 1st, 2021, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a reverse aging health call tonight at 9 p.m. Learn how to heal the body. Something interesting that you may want to do today, get out a pen and paper, and for about 20 minutes write down everything that you appreciate about yourself. Small or big does not matter. Just keep writing these positive statements down. Then choose the top 3 most emotionally moving appreciations on your list. Then sit down and feel these ideas inside your body. Notice where you keep them inside. Post your list on a wall where you can read it, add it, any time in the future. Whatever you discover, revisit it again and again and again throughout the day. And don't let your ego mind head you off. You are the pulsing heart of the emptiness, the mountain strength of the vastness. And understand that there is no separation. There isn't any. Security is mostly superstition. It does not exist in nature. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. And to keep our faces toward change and behave like free spirits in the presence of fate is strength undefeatable. Ellen Keller. All too often, we think we are alone on this journey through life. We may be consumed with the belief that we live in a separate body, with separate thoughts, in separate houses, in separate countries, and have separate lives. This couldn't be further from the truth. The reality that we see with our eyes is only a thin sliver of the greater reality that includes a wider spectrum. Meaning, when you look at a rainbow, you're only seeing the visible light and not the ultraviolet, infrared, microwaves, X-rays, gamma rays that are also everywhere. The idea that we are separate beings is an illusion caused by one's inability to look beyond the mind and into the deeper truth within each and every one of us. The moment we give up this idea of being separate from anyone or anything in this world, a very interesting phenomenon occurs. We stop suffering. It's that simple. You experience a sensation of oneness that many may describe as unending bliss that takes over your entire being. Without the illusion of separation, there is such a deep experience of joy that you completely forget your big problems and personal agenda. When oneness is present, the entire world disappears. And who you are, your heart, soul, and essence, is the only thing that is real. And realize right now how you are intimately connected to this world and yet are not actually of this world. Daring ideas are like chessmen moved forward. They may be beaten, but they may start a winning game. Go ahead. The real challenge in totally transcending suffering permanently is that we will have to do it on our inner world, which appears to be just you inside there alone. Again, this couldn't be further from the truth. You may not believe this, yet there is a team of enlightened beings on the higher realms who are always with you. These are ascended masters, archangels, and personal guides who are constantly holding the space around you for the unfolding of your enlightenment. Just ask them and ask for them to show themselves and wait. Be patient. and willing to see something that will blow your mind. Then you will be open to the experience that there is no separation. Because you are still in a physical body, which is visible by others in the 3D world. And at the deepest core, there are issues that you haven't yet dealt with. These may only come up when you choose to isolate yourself or bubble up the moment you leave your cave. Yet, you will find that the complete healing and integration of your deepest issues come from the spending time with people. This is the real litmus test of all of our enlightenment. If we go into deep samadhi meditation for 5 years, it's easy to experience a deep, peaceful connection to Source. Enough energy can pour through each of us that we could make our bodies glow bright at night. Yet, when we return from the hills to be with our family at the marketplace, you will see how much of a master you truly are. If you are able to be 100% at peace with everything that arises, then and only then will you truly have mastered your inner world. No man is an island, John Donne. Through the course of a lifetime, we all seem to get pulled into this feeling of falling off the path. When the frail, egoic human persona takes over, we tend to get wrapped up in identifying ourselves as small, limited, powerless, time-bound beings who are temporarily imprisoned in a physical human form. The human experience can hypnotize us into believing that we are lost, poor, insecure, unhappy, or simply off track. The good news is that the truth is always much bigger than the mind can fathom. Whenever we perceive life to be some random, challenging, confusing experience, take an afternoon to literally digest what I will share with you. They will open up the inner avenues of connection so you reestablish a heartfelt relationship with your spiritual essence and soon discover the all-powerful, magic manifesting being that we all truly are. Again. And this is how you uncover your soul. The first step to opening a doorway to meeting your sacred soul starts with feeling into your basic core nature. Who are you at the very innermost core level? You are a super powerful divine being. We all are. Exploring this exposes each of us to become the highest authority of our reality and our lives, where we decide what is real and what is not. You're the one who is constantly seeing, believing, and perceiving the reality you think is true. The mind is always right about what it believes is real. It's never wrong about what direction it's thinking and believing. Even if you fall off the deep end and believe 1 + 2 = 4, the mind will be very righteous about that. And I'm sure you've met people like that. The mind is all coiled up in an old habit of making up fantastic stories about who and what you are and are not. And when this mind drops, you drop into your core basic nature. Mindless, still, and free from all thought, the mind will still try to say that you are not enough of this and too much of that. Don't listen to the mind. Listen to your heart instead. There is an unlimited field of loving, sweet energy in each of our hearts, which is the doorway to having a full body, deeply healing, spiritual awakening experience. And the second step to revealing your soul is found within this space-time continuum. Where would the soul reside if it was simply resting and relaxing at the center of you? Where specifically and exactly is the core of you? When you look within yourselves, where in space and time is the very center of this thing called you? When you find it, rest for many hours in that space. You'll discover that you are pure, powerful, perfect, sweet, complete consciousness. You are the source of divine perfection. The more we can relax into our center, the easier it becomes to realize there never ever was anything wrong with you. That was all just a big fancy show of the mind, fabricating new stories again and again and again. Our souls are beyond the mind. It is the ever-present, eternal witness at the core essence of each of us, and is always there, always available, and ready to be explored. This is the inner journey everyone is seeking. It's the one that can take lifetimes to discover. And until we find it, we cannot know deep, everlasting peace. But don't worry. It is predestined that we will find our souls. And this spiritual stream of sacredness follows us wherever we go. When we can really relax deep down into the core of our being, the eyes of the soul begin seeing through us. We can perceive the universal spiritual path within the mundane and understand how it's truly impossible to screw up this life. When we relax, we begin to truly trust life. We can feel we have an infinite amount of time, energy, resources, creativity, and knowledge to get it right. Only in a very deep relaxation can we surrender enough to bathe in our soul's true eternal essence. The ego and mind are set on the back burner. There's no second guessing about if we have arrived in the parking lot of our soul or not. It's so obvious, it's like the difference between knowing the sun is shining or not. There's only this pure feeling of knowing and getting that we are all unlimited, unbounded, perfect beings connected in each moment to an infinite stream of consciousness and conscious, intelligent energy. The soul makes us wake up and realize that we can do the impossible. Its energy is so powerful, eternal, and cannot be changed. The more we relax into this understanding, the more we stop fighting with our mind and its list of unfulfilled desires. We simply give up following our thoughts blindly around and begin relaxing beneath them into the quiet solitude underneath the mind, which makes everything in this life more interesting and less challenging than it needs to be. Third step is to unveiling your spiritual awareness and your spiritual amazingness. And it is in the practice of a thing called trust. The universe is always protecting each and every one of us, 24/7. It's protecting us, helping us, and serving our highest good. It has never abandoned any of us, and is always here assisting us to blaze through our challenges and find our greatest possible joy in this life. Now, when you trust in the process, really trust in the process, everything changes in your perception and reality. The universe is conspiring in your favor. It wants what you want. Be a pro-noyak, not a paranoiac. Just notice what it feels like to sit back and relax into the feeling of trusting in the universe and knowing it is guiding you. When we practice the trust vibe, we can listen easily to the subtle hints from the universe. We know our life purpose and spiritual direction, and we stop ignoring it. The trusting signs are there. Just look for them. Take heed and stop getting in the way of your highest possibility. It is in trusting this universe that we can give ourselves permission to manifest the most amazing, miraculous life we could ever imagine. We actually get what we truly want through trusting. We stop settling for a fear-based, rushed lifestyle that we don't really desire. So I invite each and every one right now to take time to settle yourself into the energy of trust right now, right in this moment. Breathe it into your bodies. Feel it inside your hearts. Practice this one all day long, all night long. Notice how good this feels. See if you can notice how many ways the universe is guiding, assisting, and protecting you in the next 48 hours. It is an amazing feeling when you can remain in this state of trust all week long, as it is this energy which opens the door to let your soul's full presence to come flying through. The fourth step to discovering your soul comes from recognizing and letting go of your fears. Take the time when you're in the grocery line to find out what you're truly afraid of in this life. Look deep inside, face whatever old dark demons are inside you. They are just you hiding from your own soul. Your fears are not meant to haunt you and stay with you forever. This is not their purpose. If you are not facing your fears every day, then they are not fully serving you. You're meant to work with fear, push up against it, so that you can expand your sense of self and grow beyond it. Release your attachments to what the fear means and realize each one is merely a ridiculous, misguided thought. Give yourself fully over to being a fearless human being. By facing every fear that arises, you get to know your true warrior self as an all-loving, all-powerful, fearless, multidimensional spiritual being with unlimited potentiality. Who knew the darkness would lead us to the light? And with just a little exploration, and our daily journey home becomes a very sacred healing process. Only you can say where the road goes. Everyone sets their goals for the hour, for the relationship, and for every phase of life. L. Ron Hubbard. The fifth step to uncovering your sparkling, bright soul comes from retraining your brain to be alert and remain focused only on that which you truly desire. What do you want in life? What you want wants you to have it. And when you can keep your mind focusing on what you want and off what you don't want. It's no different than an on and off switch. You want to visualize it? Here's a switch or a button that you push. And then there's an on switch and an off. And they're titled, right? Focusing on what you want, on what you want, and off what you don't want. So you can switch it. The most amazing things will manifest in your presence. Nobody wants to hear what's on your long list of complaints. But your kingdom of don't wants is up for sale. And recalibrate your mind to meditate on what you do desire. And what are those things that make your heart sing? And don't hold back. Don't hold back. The simple refocusing of the mind on what you want in this life is incredibly powerful and transformative. Once the mind comes around to the conclusion that as long as it's focusing on what it doesn't want, it's never going to be happy, then it starts to rely more on pure awareness to liberate it. The mind is already deeply trained and programmed to rewind and replay the same 60,000 plus thoughts it had yesterday. It doesn't like to deviate from the norm. Yet, when you redirect it to remain focused on what you want to think about all day long, your soul peeks through and opens everything up, like a flower meeting the first morning rays of sunshine. You come to feel the amazing warmth that's inside your being. This is the day you truly know your soul intimately, and it will show everyone in the most natural, unassuming ways the all-powerful, deeply eternal loving being you truly are. Don't waste your life for that which is going to be taken away. Don't waste your life for that which is going to be taken away. Trust life. Trust God. If you trust, only then can you drop your knowledge. Only then can you put your mind aside. And with trust, something immense opens up. Then this life is no longer an ordinary life. It becomes full of God, overflowing, ocean. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax the bodies we're in. We are not the body. We are not the name. We are not the personality. We are not the character. We are the God source within these bodies. So when that body absorbs stress, anxiety, fear, and the mind and ego are sitting there controlling everything, how do you relax the body? Face them all. Embrace everyone with love and bliss. And then you'll find out absolutely that they were just thoughts anyway. That's it. That's all they are. And the only way they have power is because you give them power. And that's why we stress. That's why we worry. That's why we're in a hurry. That's why we envy. That's why we suffer. Because we give these thoughts power. And we move them into reality, and then we experience them. And the biggest key is that most ignore them. Why would you ignore something you created knowing that it was just a thought and you're the one that gave it the power to cause or to initiate anxiety, worry? So when you discover that, you're always doing it. You're every time you have that feeling come in of a fear, an unknowing, a dissatisfaction, saying that, oh, no, I don't have attachments, I don't have expectations, yet you suffer, yet you're upset, yet you worry. And it's going with the flow, trusting 1 billion% in the universe. Without a question, without a doubt. Not easy. It's not as easy as it sounds. It really isn't, because we're so used to being in our non-natural state of being, which we think is our natural state of being, which is worry, stress, and fear. And so it keeps creeping in, say. Well, how do you know it's trust the universe? It's the ego mind talking to you. How do you know that you trust the universe? What's the universe done for you? It hasn't done anything for you. Has it ever come through for you? What's this about protecting me all the time? What is this? It's the ego mind. Heart mind, on the flip side, is that you deeply, eternally love the universe and you deeply, eternally trust it throughout infinity. You have no questions whatsoever. You know when you put out what you want, it'll be delivered. You have no expectations as to when, why, how. You just know. And you leave it alone. That's trust. But see, on the other hand, when we say we don't want this, we don't want that, we get it. So this is how you just let the body relax. Just eliminate all that. Facing it, it'll fade out. It almost instantaneously. And when the body goes into that state, you're focused on the breath as well. And the breath is the now. You can't have a yesterday breath or tomorrow breath. It is only in the now. So every single time you focus on your breath, easy in through the nose and easy out through the mouth, you listen to your breath, you're in the now. You'll always be in the now when you're focused on your breathing. And really, the now is all we have. We don't have yesterday. It's gone. It's not coming back. We don't have tomorrow because we haven't created it yet. It's only the now. A lot of us get so carried away that we're never in the now. We'll go into the past. Or we'll go into the future. Or we'll go into the past, then the future. Or the future, then the past. And back and forth. All along, the center pad, the now, is totally ignored. Because we're in a hurry. We're always in a hurry. Always trying to figure out what we need to do. How are we going to do it? When am I going to get this? How am I going to get that? When is this going to end? And when is that going to end? So in the past, because, we all have memories. Memories are great. You have memories and you review and you visit it briefly, and then that's it. But some of us go in that past and we stay there. For whatever reason, we stay there. And we live it. And we do it so much, and I don't think it's really consciously. It's unconsciously. We do it so much that we end up taking the past, we bring it into a future that doesn't exist, we create that future from that past, and we relive that past and that future. That's why a lot of people say, well, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Those who jump into the future, it's like a void because they haven't created it yet. So they're asking themselves, well, when are things going to get better for me? When am I going to have this? When's this going to happen? When am I going to be healthier? When am I finally going to be happy? When am I finally going to be wealthy? When am I finally going to be at peace? And when you know that the now and the breath, the divine positive energy, and why is the breath divine and positive? Because of the fact that the soul comes into the body, powers the body, everything goes online. The breath is created to sustain the body that holds the kingdom of God, the God source, you. And the center pad, you got 3 gold pads. You got one on the left, one on the right, one in the center. Left is past, right is future, center is now. Now is where you want to practice to be always. Takes practice too. Ego mind's constantly trying to pull you off that. So to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble, and to be into the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude 24/7. And when you find yourself wandering out, because we all do it, none of us are exempt from it. You're focused on something, and the thought, you just roll away. You just grab onto that cloud passing by, and it just takes you away. And this may happen several times a day. Most likely it will. A lot of the times we don't pay attention to it, but it happens all the time. And when you know that, and well, I focus on my breath and I'm in the now. Every single time. 3,000% of the time. I focus on my breath, I'm in the now. So that negates these wandering thoughts, which aren't yours. They're not your thoughts. They're just a bunch of tens of millions of program thoughts that come by. And every now and then the mind pulls in 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 plus. See, and that's what happens when we haven't mastered the mind, which is also mastering the ego. Now, those of us that are somewhat consciously aware that we are of the highest and deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest eternal gratitude and peace, then we know our soul, the God, the pure consciousness, enters this body that you're in, and it literally is the God source. Powers up the body, and the body is what? The earth. Soul's heaven, body's earth. So we're consciously aware, so we know that every step we take on this planet, we're creating paradise. Not only that, we're shining our light 360 degrees outward. And this light is the absolute highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, purest of the purest, eternal love. And it floods everything. We're flooding all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Right now. This planet is being transformed through higher frequency into a God planet paradise for all the gods that are on it, in it, above it, and below it. And it just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger, intensifying and expanding. So if you were to go in outer space and look at this planet, you would see that it glowed. With 8 billion gods that glow in the body, the aura, the glow of the love, the God that we are. And when you look at it, you'll see that the surrounding area of sacred space, all of the universe, pales in comparison to its brightness. That's just how powerful we are. We also know that the gods that we are, we flow through these bodies all the time, 24/7. We never stop. We don't just sit there in the body. We flow through it. That's why we see these chakras. Chakra means wheel. You look at these wheels of light. There's 7 of them. Tailbone, top of the head. And each one is connected to your emotions and your organs, your feelings and your organs. So the God that you are, even though you're not consciously aware of who and what you are, the God, and the association that God has with the body, that you literally could heal your body right in this moment of any problem whatsoever, disease, pain, anything, illness, instantaneously. Well, it's like an energy fountain in the body. We come through the tailbone, go all the way up, all up over the head, back down. We all glow. We all glow. It's just in a certain light spectrums with the limiting eye ability through the different light spectrums that we have with these bodies. We don't see our glow. You can't look. Some of us can look at others and see the glow, but we all have it. It's because we're all gods, and we glow. Pure energy, pure consciousness. We also know that the gods that we are in these bodies, we have parts of ourselves. And the parts of ourselves that we're all one. There are parts of us. Look at it as one big body. All right? All the universe is everything contained in that body. And just the cells alone, the cells, right, are part of the one. Just like we're part of the one. So there are parts of us that are asleep. No matter what we do, they're asleep. We love them, but they're asleep. So they don't participate, but they're with us, but they aren't participating because they don't hear, they don't see, and they're asleep. We seek out the parts of ourselves that are awake, consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. So that's all that light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. That includes the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Moria, Vedantia, Pel, Yahweh, Yeshua. All of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the galactics, off-worlders, and celestials. This is everything. Light energy beings on this planet that we don't see because we only see 1% of what is with the eyes that we have. They come in color, shapes, forms, sizes, configurations in which we never see, but we do have an understanding of a few. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, Pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, many, many, many more. Now, the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials, we're only familiar with just a microscopic smidgen. There's over 1,000 species travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universe is every day. And the ones that we're aware of to a certain extent, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the felines, Eta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid Avian, many, many, many more. Now, that group, for the most part, has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrated a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. We meet with them more than we know. We don't necessarily always understand and correlate the fact that that was an angel. But there are times that we do, and it's usually after the interaction. And we just say to ourselves through our heart minds, that was an angel. And a little bit of bliss bubbles up. Now, they can surround any one of us at any time in the tens of thousands of numbers. Reason is because of their vibrational frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. And they have a message. And it's delivered in so many ways. But the message isn't it absolutely magna, glorious, spectacular, marvelous to be alive in these bodies? And once you understand that, embrace it, that is bliss. So we're all gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God force, love, light, energy within each and every single one of us. It is the pure consciousness. It is the God source. It is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. And it would take 1 billion trillion suns to even come close to its brightness. And this is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, the purest eternal love. It's flooding this planet. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe, ondated above it and below it, non-stop, eternally, infinity. You feel it anytime through your heart-mind. We begin to descend above the planet. As we do, we're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. It's everywhere. And it's flickering, and it's shining, and it's like trillions of lasers, multiple colors, vibrant, flashing, reflecting. It's like a ballroom mirrored globe, but 1 trillion times more intense. So we look at the reflection points, and we notice that they're little tiny, perfectly etched microscopic mirrors. We enter them and we discover that all of us, all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, are learning and teaching each other. Learning from each other, teaching each other. Learning from ourselves and teaching ourselves. It is constant. It is never not. It is always. Even a leaf fluttering in the wind, a blade of grass, a rabbit, a bird, a bee, anything. All learning, if you choose to understand, and you view it not from the surface, but what the message is. And there is always a message. All you need to do, or choose to do, is to sit, be still, and listen. And the message will come through the heart-mind. It's absolutely spectacular. There isn't anything on this planet that we aren't learning from and teaching. One or the other or both. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We always have been, always will be, ever beyond and forever. Just the majority haven't discovered it yet. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column of light that reminds us all that we created of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we are met with the white fire. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with a white fire armor. Not like any armor on this planet. This protects us 24/7, endlessly. Doesn't drain, doesn't wane, continues to intensify and expand. No demon possession, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter, frequencies, interference. Nothing can harm us. Ever, ever, ever. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, fear, greed, envy, manipulation, dishonesty, hurriedness, stress, doubt, you will create a breach in your white fire armor. Enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then, possible demon possession, attachments, all kinds of interesting things. If you do decide to do it, you are then immediately met with a double column of light that we created. The first one is the purple transmuting flame. This is a column of light that we created to remind us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralized substance. Send them to pure consciousness where they are no more. Then we're followed immediately by the second column of light, the violet ray. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest. Eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created that reminds us all, the gods within these bodies, that we are the sun, the sunlight. The sun sets and the sun rises. The rain and the rainbows. The sky and the clouds. The oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. The soils, the animals. We are everything and everything is us. So the next time you do view a sunset or a sunrise, starry-lit night sky, mountain view, ocean view, rainbow, is you, the God within you, the God source. You're the beauty. You're the divine perfection. You're the grandeur and the majesty. It's you. It always has been. Always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It is all of us, the gods within these bodies. We continue to ascend above the planet, and some of us decide to step outside our physical form and hover effortlessly above it. If we're carrying physical form, why do we do this? Because we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It is infinite. In the center of the tower is this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is this humongous golden white ball of light surrounded by numerous rings of multicolored light. And it's sending out this constant flow of energy, of sparkling, shimmering energy. It's like, and it comes in and it saturates us, and it's like a warm hug that doesn't go away. And then we discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And then comes gratitude and peace and well-being and gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness. Tranquility, benevolence. great prosperity, great abundance. It never ends. It is always, it is constant. And all of it is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. At the top of this crystalline tower, we designed it so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it has been doing and continues to do 24/7. This is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, and purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. It's what we're made of. And it's flooding all of us, head to toe, inside and out. All life, highest supreme value in the universe. Now, at the top of the tower, we designed it so the golden ocean could come cascading down. And all of us are drops of the golden ocean. We also hold the essence of the golden ocean. Golden ocean is a drop, drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We then see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere well over 3.5 years ago. It holds all of our meditations, over 1,600, in perpetual motion. Hundreds of millions of us gathered, consciously aware, concentrating every day, 7 days a week, on the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, deepest, and the purest of the purest, purest. Eternal love, gratitude, and peace. Joy, bliss, happiness. And it's all flooding us. All of this, saturating us, nonstop. All reminders of the gods that we are in these bodies. Can you feel it? Finding inner peace, being alone, is the gateway to freedom and is the foundation of every spiritual awakening. I invite you, take this weekend to be completely alone and relax. Find a very quiet, peaceful place where you can simply be yourself and discover a deeper state of peace inside. Eat healthy foods, take a nap, meditate, go for a long walk every day. Learn the sacred art of relaxation. Rest in your innermost being and enjoy the experience. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. Take an easy breath in through the nose. And an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. For today, explore the perfection of duality. Notice there is both darkness and light with every person, thing, place, and experience. If you wish, get out a pen and paper and write down all of your biggest judgments and negative beliefs you have about other people. Then write down the opposite, positive aspect of each belief. Notice what happens when you see the divine balance within each negativity in your life. Explore and feel this divine balance within yourself today. What would your life be like if you only saw a divinely balanced, perfect state in everyone and everything? Remember, the universe is completely balanced, perfect, and divine. The negative judgments created from the mind make our world appear to be anything but that. Acknowledge the perfect balance that exists in this life, and then recognize this each time you judge yourself or someone else. Today, take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. We will be back here 9 p.m. Friday night for the Reverse Aging Health Call, and 3 p.m. Friday, October 2nd, 2021, to continue our Global Guided Meditation Call.